Oh man, oh man, oh man. Today's a big day. We get to find out if we're actually going to be able to start traveling to the States today. And it's a bit of a slow, cold start. It's like 5:30 in the morning right now, and we're...
Nice hair.
Is it crazy?
Oh my god.
Nice. Um, 5:30 in the morning right now, and we're getting the RV ready to travel because we have to get to Moncton to the Ford dealership and we can get our servicing done. So, if everything goes well today, that means that we get to start traveling this evening, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's going to mean that we're going to have to be driving through the night tonight to get to Chelmsford, Massachusetts. And that's what we're hoping for anyway, that we're going to get there tonight because it's getting cold. We had snow for the first time, finally. It's a little bit...
we leave.
Yeah, it's a little bit late this year, but we had our first snow last night, and it was enough to cover the ground, and a little bit has stuck around so far. It's probably going to burn off once the sun comes up again today in the next couple of hours. This past night was a cold one, and so getting out of bed...
3 hours ago when we went to bed, it was a cold one.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is now we're running on 3 hours of sleep. So... Halcon all over again. And now it's just basically, we've got our oatmeal ready to eat, and then it's pack up as quick as we can, and then head out. We've given ourselves a little bit of wiggle room with time, so I think, maybe like 6:15, 6:30 is the absolute latest we have to be out of here. And that should give us enough time to pack up, say goodbye, and whatnot.
RV is started, it's warming up, and we're getting ready to go. Our checklist is done. Thomas is just outside. I think he's making sure that there's no slush or anything built up on the RV from last night's snowfall. Don't mind this. I don't know what it is. It might be shingles from the stress of getting the RV together and trying to get work done at the same time and everything like that, but I'm really hoping it's not. I'm taking some essential oils, some pills for it, and if it gets worse before we leave Moncton or Fredericton after the RV's been serviced, we're probably going to go to the clinic just to get antibiotics in case if it is something severe. But I've been taking some oregano oil, which I guess is great for the immune system. And I've been placing a tea tree oil on it so it's not itchy or painful or anything like that. And I've been cleaning it out with rubbing alcohol. So it's a whole process. Oh, and I've been putting oregano oil on the bottom of my feet mixed with some vegetable oil to dilute it a little bit. So we should be good to... Oh, Thomas is good to go. How excited are you, Thomas?
Pretty excited.
Let's do this.
I've got a bit of an update for you now. We've made it to Oromocto, and we're actually parked right outside the hospital in Oromocto. Sam, with the thing on her chin, she's getting a little bit worried, a little more and more worried that it might actually be shingles. So she wanted to go to just a walk-in clinic to get it checked out, just to verify. But I guess all of the walk-in clinics in Oromocto or around Fredericton either don't open until like 3 o'clock, something like that, or just aren't open today at all. So we ended up coming to the hospital, and Sam checked in the emergency room, and there's hardly anybody in there. So I'm out in the RV now, but I left when she got called in. We were only waiting for about 5 minutes, if that. So Sam's getting it looked at. Hopefully it's not shingles or anything serious. It might just be an outbreak of some kind. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Anyway, things at the garage went really well. It was expensive, like we were told that it would be, or that we were expecting. But the issue ended up being the fuel pump module. So the thing that tells the fuel pump how much to pump out. Uh, it was super corroded, and I guess the mechanic had sent a picture to the lady at the desk, and she showed me what it looked like, and it was really bad. And that's, I mean, I'm not a mechanic. That's not something I really know to look for. But, you know, with each new thing that comes up with the RV, it's another step towards understanding really what's going on with all the systems in the RV, which is a good thing. It's a little unfortunate that it only happens as things break down, but I mean I guess really that's the best way to learn is when you're forced to deal with it. So it's all good anyway. So that was the issue, and while we were there, they also did a general check. They changed the oil. They checked the tire pressure, which was something that we hadn't done in a while. And I don't remember if we've talked about this before, but the valve stems on the rear tires, they're pretty difficult to get to. At least the inner tires, because the back we have dualies. So it's really difficult to check well, I guess check the tire pressure and add more if we need to, because the valve stems they're a rigid stem and they're pretty short. So even with an extender, there's just not enough play in it to get to get the hose attached to the valve stem. So it's quite an ordeal to check the tires, which is really unfortunate. I mean, it shouldn't be. That's something that needs to be checked often. But we don't have the tools really to get it sorted. So I figured while we were in the garage, we'll just have them check it, and everything was fine. So that's good. It also took a lot less time in the garage than we had anticipated. We were expecting to be there all day. We thought that they were going to have to drop the fuel tank and do all kinds of stuff underneath the RV, but where the fuel pump module is closer to the front of the chassis, they didn't have to touch the fuel tank at all, which was really nice, which cut off a lot of time from the service. So we got out of there at, I think it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that, as opposed to the end of the day, or what could have maybe been all day tomorrow as well, had they needed to drop the tank and if something happened anyway. So it was a lot quicker, which was nice. And so we took that extra time also to fill up our propane tank, which was at the lowest that we've ever had it. We don't have a gauge on it anymore because that had broken off at some point. It's also been a long time since we've filled up propane, and it's been a long time since we moved the RV. I was checking our gas logs again because every time we fill up, we write down the numbers and I calculate the fuel consumption. Actually, I need to do the calculation now too. Anyway, it had been a month since the last time we filled up, so it's been a little while.
Little update. Everything went well at the hospital. I explained what happened and how this happened in like 3 days or something. And I wasn't sure if it was shingles from stress of getting the RV and everything ready before our big trip. He took a look at it and he said that it's just a skin infection. I think something to do like almost like a fungus skin infection thing or something. He prescribed me some meds for it. I have a cream that I have to put on twice a day and antibiotic pills to take 4 times a day. So hopefully that clears everything up. Right now we are just on our way to go meet my sister at the big stop just off of the highway. It's about a 5-minute drive from here, probably not even, as long as there's no casualties on the highway again like the last time when we went to her place. Right now it's looking like we aren't going to be making it to Chelmsford tonight. It's late. It's like almost 4:30 I think right now, and it's about a 10-hour drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to get at least across the border. We're going to get through the border, hopefully with no troubles, and then we're going to pull over in Holton at the truck stop there, have supper in the restaurant, and get on our phones and use the Wi-Fi to do some research on where we're going to be staying. And it's either going to be in Holton at that rest stop, or we're going to stay in Bangor somewhere, maybe at like a Walmart. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, but they don't have dinner until in the evening anyways. So we have at least until 4 p.m. tomorrow to get there. It's been a day.
It's been a day indeed. We've made it as far as Augusta in Maine. We had stopped in at Bangor at Walmart there to pick up a few things. We needed more cat litter and a little bit of food because we had to get rid of all of our food. Well, not all of our food, but a bunch of our food to cross the border. Oh yeah, also that's another thing that happened too. We crossed the border. That was kind of a big deal. That was like our last major hurdle, I think.
For the day, yeah.
For, well, I guess in terms of getting south.
We knew we weren't going to have trouble finding a place to sleep and stuff. So, like, after getting over the border, it was food and finding a place to sleep. And we knew there was dozens of Walmarts on the way.
Yeah, there's been a Walmart at almost every exit
Or a gas station.
along I-95. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but there's a lot of Walmarts around. Anyway, the border crossing itself went quite well. The border patrol agent, she was asking a lot of questions, which I mean was to be expected because it's not. I don't think it's very often they see young RVers coming through with plans to stay for months at a time. So anyway, she was asking a lot of questions, but let us go through, no problem. Didn't have to pull to the side or anything. So that was really good. It was, the stress builds up as you approach the border, and things get a little bit crazy, and then, usually most of the time it's just like
smooth sailing.
Show them your passport and your ID, and they ask a few questions and let you through. So
it's best to prepare for any situation that they would put you through, whether it's pulling you over or just asking questions, letting you go kind of thing, or whatnot.
Yeah. So I mean, we were pretty prepared. There was a few things we didn't print off that she had asked if we had printed copies of. We said no.
We'll print those
but
off.
She didn't need to see them, I guess, obviously, because she didn't make a big deal of it. But we know for next time that all those papers, those extra things like insurance policies and whatnot,
we'll print them off tomorrow because we have to have the insurance policy on us when we get into an accident and stuff too.
Yeah.
To say, like, we do have insurance, don't sue us.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And like proof of income and whatnot, bank statements.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been a pretty smooth day, and I mean, 3 hours of sleep was definitely not enough, and we've been feeling it all day today, and we had swapped out. Sam drove for a little bit.
First time driving in the States ever.
First time driving in the States ever, and first time driving the RV in quite a while too.
Yeah.
So a bit of a readjustment, but
It's fine.
it's all good. We made it to Augusta. We're gonna stay here. We're at Walmart in Augusta. We're gonna boondock the night here, and it's cold. We were checking like weather apps and whatnot, and they were saying it's gonna get to -1 degree Celsius here. So it's chilly, and we've got extra blankets so we can stay warm. And I'm gonna break out my long johns. Gonna get those bad boys going, and I'm excited about that. And yeah, we also have the buddy heater. We picked up 2 more little 1-pound canisters of propane for it, so we should be all set. And that's basically where we're at right now. Day 1 of traveling south was a success. So we're gonna get a nice early start tomorrow and make it the rest of the way into Chelmsford, Hopefully there's not going to be a whole lot of traffic. It was really nice traveling tonight because the roads were empty. So we had the highway to ourselves for much of the trip.
Yeet.
Hopefully tomorrow will be the same, but we'll see. So anyway, we're going to leave it here, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.